This solar course, I want to show you something interesting, and it's very, very important you know this, okay? Now, I want to show you the energy emission process within a solar cell, okay? Now, if you must be a professional in this field of solar business, you must understand what happens within the solar cell. You must understand the solar panel and the activities that happen within here. Okay, and it is the activity that happen here that is the real deal. That is the solar energy generation. Okay, now you see, this is the sun we have here. The sun. Okay, this is the sun. Now, the energy from the sun will strike on the surface of the solar panel. So we take time to position the solar panel on the best orientation, right? We position it to the best orientation, the best position to get the sun. Okay, I will take time to also show you how to know the best position to place your panel. So, but for this course, I want to show you how the energy is generated within the solar cells. Now, each of the solar panel is demarcated into small unit of cells. Okay, and you know what a cell is? Basic biology. Cell is the smallest unit of life. Okay, so each of these cell, the solar panel, have several units that does the energy generation, and when this energy generation is computed together and gathered together, we have a particular current, we have a particular voltage and energy that is gotten by the panel. So let me tell you what happened. Now, this is a bilateral diagram of a solar cell. Okay, this is the surface of the panel that is a glass. That is glass. Okay, and within it there is a bluish. Semiconductor. It's either bluish, it is blackish, it is hue in color, it is dark blue in color or navy blue in color, but there's something dark that is inside the solar cell right after the glass surface. Okay, you know what we have here is just the aluminum frame or whatever is used to frame the panel, but within it, the energy that comes from the sun, because the glass is transparent, will strike on the glass surface and pass through the glass and come into this bluish or blackish or navy blue colored semiconductor that is inside the solar panel that is right beneath the glass surface. This bluish semiconductor have what we call the electrons. The electrons that is within it is a semiconductor, and it has energy, it has some energies within it. So this energy will strike as photons, and in this electrons that is within the semiconductor have both the positive and the negative electrons. So the energy that strike on them as photon will begin to cause a movement. So this movement of the electrons begin to move at fast speed and begin to generate energy. This is happening within a unit cell of a solar panel. So if it begin to move at a very fast speed, this energy generated will now be transported to the terminals of the panel. So if this is happening here, it's generating 3 volts here, 3 volts here, 3 volts here. All the 3 volts will be summed up together and it will come to the terminals. So by the time you reach the positive and the negative terminal, you will get a particular voltage and current. Okay, so this thing happens. So you see, the small activity that happens within the small unit of cell of this panel is put together to have a particular amount of voltage. Okay, so you see, it is small things that make up big things. It's small things compounded and put together that make up what? Big things. So this process is called the photovoltaic effects. Okay, so that's why when you put your panel in a shade, in a dark place, and you read the terminals, you cannot get any current or voltage. But once it's exposed to the sun, these activities start happening and the electrons start moving at a speed. Both the positive and the negative electrons begin to move, and these energies are read from the terminals. Okay, that's why we call the solar panel the PV module, which means photovoltaic module. So this is the exact activity that happens within the solar panel. So anybody who must be a master of this field must understand that this is the small activity that looks insignificant but has generated a lot of energy over the years. So it is the energy generated in a small cell that will give a lot of energy in this panel, and this panel will be stringed among hundreds of panels, and you will hear that somebody has generated 8,000 kilowatts of energy or 10,000 kilowatts of energy. But the energy was generated from a small unit cell that was compounded across a full panel and across several panels, and it is now linked to bring a lot of energy to power heavy things. So you see, in life, small things are really not insignificant, but if small things are put together and compounded, it can give what we call the big things. So I always tell my boys and say, see, don't neglect small things, because small things put together make up big things. And if you don't know small things, you can't even know the big things, because it's the small things added up that becomes big things. So this is exactly what happens. So it is one activity in a cell that gives you all the energy you see that people are powering a city, powering a lot of places. It's just an activity in a cell, just like the human body. Whatever we do, all the activities, metabolic activities and whatsoever, happen within a small insignificant thing called a cell, and that has been able to help us achieve complex things. So you must understand this small insignificant activity that looks so minute but yet is powering cities. So this is the energy emission process within a solar cell. Thank you.